Hello Star Citizens, I'm Jericho Pliskin and I thought I'd give a quick rundown of the 600i Q&A that came out last night. Usually you come out of a Q&A with a clearer idea of a ship's strengths and weaknesses, but with the Q&A, finding the strengths of the 600i feels pretty difficult. A long time ago, Ben said, and I'm paraphrasing here, a Super Hornet is more than an Aurora because it has more functionality, and that's what you pay for, and that's fine, and I'm sure no one had a problem with that there. But with the 600i, we're told it's expensive for two main reasons, neither of which I'd class as functionality. The first is comfort. Alright, so that means that your VIPs will be extra happy while you transport them. At least they would. But I was surprised to read that the 600i isn't considered a commercial ship for that role. The Genesis and the Jump were mentioned as VIP transports, but not the 600i. The Phoenix was conspicuously absent as well from that list, so it would be a little bit surprising if that had been removed from having that role. The 600i, we're told, has a fancy captain's quarters and 2 beds for crew. No talk of passenger compartments at all. I'm guessing that the bar in the concept art must be self-service. The other reason for the price falls a little bit flat for me. We're told that in order to create a believable universe, some ships should be rarer, and what with the 600i being so shiny, seeing them all the time wouldn't be as special. In my last video, I steered away from saying status symbol because I thought the ship had potential to be more than that. I thought it could be good on its own merits. It'd be either a relatively effective explorer. Obviously, we covered this in the other video. I didn't say it was going to be as good as the Carrack, but it seems that I was wrong. It feels like it's a little bit subpar. Anyway, let's talk about some of these answers. So, in the last video we talked about the possibility of future modules. They talk about them in the Q&A too. But at this point in time there are none. No hints were given about possible plans, but we're told modules can be swapped in and out relatively easily. When compared to the Aquila, we're told it's a stylish alternative, and its features include 2 manable scanning stations, the Origin rover, some SCU storage space, and most excitingly of all, a ramp. There's a brief comparison to the Carrack 2, which we're told is designed for longer term exploration, which is fair enough, no surprises there. We got 2 answers about the 600i's Explorer's cargo. The second clarifying the first. It has 36 SCU in total. When the rover's in, it has less. Until the models exist, it's hard for them to confirm how much will be left. There was a question about why the 600i doesn't have a point defense system like the Jump and the Phoenix. The answer was variety, and that the 600i has 2 remote turrets and that crew or AI can use them for you. In the last video, I guessed that the 600i would have speed and agility. Turns out I was half right. We're told the 600i should outpace Economy, but it won't outturn it, thanks to its massive weight. To compensate, the size 5 guns can be swapped out for size 4 gimbals, which to me is taking one of the most attractive qualities about this ship and making it more or less void. Now, that is going to cut the amount of damage that this thing could do by a lot. Why couldn't they have been unswappable size 5 gimbals? Because even as it stands, the damage that it does is still comparable in this particular setup to other ships of its class or size. If you drop those down to 3 size 4s, it's gonna tickle. It's gonna look really nice and it's gonna tickle. That's a really confusing thing for a spaceship to do. Anyway, it probably can't fit an 85X, though it does still have the rover. If you CCU'd to the Explorer model, you still get the rover. It also might fit the Origin X1 racer when that gets made. Weirdly, in this answer, we're told that the 600i has a lift too. So if you're excited by multiple methods of entry, boy do I know the ship for you. We've got clarification on the missiles. Originally, it was thought to have 64 size 3 missiles, which seems like an awful lot. Turns out it carries 16. That's 16. That is a pretty huge difference there. I've skipped some of the less relevant questions, but we'll finish up here. When answering a question about their teeny cargo capacity, the answer starts with, one of the unique selling points of the 600i is luxury. I'd argue the only unique selling point, besides of course having a lift and a ramp, is luxury. And from this Q&A, the only gameplay functionality that luxury seems to bring is vanity. Look, I know, people buy skins in games, they get cosmetics, that's fine, for like £5, maybe a tenner. But the 600i feels like a $160 skin for the Constellation Aquila. And as much as I love the design, I personally don't think I can justify keeping it in my hangar. Thanks for joining me, thanks for listening. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts, pop a comment down there. How do you feel the Q&A has either changed what you feel about the 600i or confirmed what you feel about the 600i. I'll pop the Reddit referral generator thing in the bottom comment there. Please use that if you want to start playing the game, because it will benefit someone from the community and it will benefit you as well. Again, if you know someone that plays the game, ask them for theirs. Thanks for listening. I've been Jericho Pliskin, and I'll see you soon.